Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're excited about today's webinar. We're going to talk about local SEO for online directories. It should be a good webinar. Before we get started, just some quick logistics here. We will be recording this webinar and we will post it to our blog on eDirectory.com within 24 hours. So if you want to check back later or forward it to somebody, you can go to the website, and on the footer, there's a link to our blog. Also, if you have any questions or comments during the webinar, you can just drop them into the online chat and we will stop periodically to answer them. And we'll have more time at the end of the webinar to talk about this topic or anything else. For some introductions today, I'm James. I'm the founder of the company, and with us we have Gabriel and Larissa from our marketing team. Hi, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining.
And we do these webinars every 2 weeks. So the next one coming up is mastering the listing template editor. This is a great feature within eDirectory that allows you to create detailed listing templates to configure the listings exactly for what your site is about. And then on the 17th, we'll talk about how to start your directory website, just some setup tips and tricks to get things going strong out of the gate. And you can register at eDirectory.com webinars. And for anybody new here, just a little quick background on eDirectory. This is the product that we sell. It is an online platform to build directory style websites and mobile apps, listing style websites. It is used for lead gen sites, vendor directories, local guide, membership sites, and much more, all sorts of things. It is highly customizable without doing any coding. There's a WYSIWYG editor where you can change the layout, change the data fields, change the colors and the style and everything. We also have native iPhone and Android apps that you could submit to the App Store under your own brand and under your own account that are built using the same live data as the directory. And we've spent a lot of time in SEO optimizing the system, and we do have a PHP source code available as well with the own license. So visit eDirectory.com to schedule a demo with an account exec and talk about how it might fit your needs. And we have a feedback tool for the system for anybody that's already using it. Ideas.edirectory.com. You can put in your feature suggestions, and our team will be able to look at them and review them. So today we're going to talk quickly about what is local SEO, then how to audit your NAPW, eDirectory's built-in SEO features, local SEO for listings, category and location SEO. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gabriel, who's our SEO expert here.
Thanks, James. So hello, everybody. Welcome. Excited to be here today. So we're about just to dive into one of the most transformative topics for online directory success, which is local SEO. So what is local SEO? Well, it's a myriad of strategies for making your online directory the most relevant and trustworthy answer for local searches. So for example, when someone in Portland or Seattle or Miami searches for best pizza in the Chinatown district, Portland, something like that, you want your directory to be the top result, or at least on that first few positions on Google. And why is this so critical now? Well, because user behavior is changing. People are using more conversational specific searches and even turning to AI assistants for recommendation. It's no longer just about being a list of businesses. It's about being a trusted local resource. So mastering this is the key to driving high intent and qualified traffic to your online directory, delivering immense value to your members and future-proofing your business as well. So local SEO is great for building the relevance, authority, and consistency of your online directory. And yeah, you saw that James mentioned the NAPW. Before we touch any advanced tools, we must start with the foundation. Well, your number one action item is to audit your NAP or NAPW, which stands for name, address, phone, and website. The importance of this is because local SEO suffers when there are inconsistencies in data and information. You are telling search engines and real users that your online directory might be not a reliable source of information listing your website. Let's say if your website contains outdated or inaccurate information about a business or a service, but for example, that same service has their Google Maps information with correct info there. So Google and search engines will understand that maybe your users also will understand that this website is not reliable. It's not a reliable source to get my information from. So an actionable tip for you to try on your websites is to spot check 10, 15 listings, Google their businesses' names and compare what's in your site versus what's on their website, on their Google business or Google Maps information. Then you can compare that to yours. Note every discrepancy that you can find. You know, that consistency is the bedrock for everything else that you're going to build. So you must educate your members on how critical this is. So, you know, use a calm to go to the fine details of your listings and your categories and see if your listings, they have the most accurate data possible, okay? Let's talk a little bit more about maximizing eDirectory's built-in SEO features. So with a clean foundation, we can now leverage the tools that built right into your platform. eDirectory is designed to give you like granular control over the SEO signals that matter for most local search. So we are going to walk through the 3 core areas, which are your pages, like your homepage or your custom pages, your individual listings, and your category pages, okay? So first, let's start with the homepage, for example. In your dashboard, you can log into the website, then you go to design, page editor, and you can, when you see your homepage, you can click edit, and you will see a menu just like this, show SEO and advanced options. You just click here, and this will drop down a new menu where you go here is to add your meta description. This is your 160 character text description of your website for Google. It needs to be compelling, clear, although this is not considered a ranking factor for Google for a number of years now. It is still recommended by SEO specialists to fill in this type of field. For example, I wrote here, for an online directory in Portland, it should say something like, discover the best local businesses in Nob Hill, Portland. So you're going very local here. And that's what we want to, that's what you want to look for local SEO. So you have to be very niched on your region or your city. You can, of course, if you have, for example, a local name for certain neighborhoods, you can definitely use that as well. And a tip here that search engines look for consistency and high quality content and not keyword stuffing. But we will talk a little bit more about this. And later on, I will show you how to find all of these options inside the eDirectory dashboard as well. Now moving to content SEO for listings here. Now for the listings, where here's where I think that it was the most important part related to SEO. So when you're editing a listing, let's say you have a sponsor that just registered a listing on your website, and you're going to check that to see if the fields are okay, if the content is done well. You don't just accept the defaults of whatever your client, maybe they are not very familiar with SEO, that maybe they are, they don't understand how it works. So it's very important for you as the directory owner, to manage every listing to check if they are optimizedly well or not. But I mean, here is where we bring AI. So if you don't know what keywords to use, for example, I set here an example for a barbershop in Portland. eDirectory offer AI-powered tools, for example, the AI assistant or the AI auto-suggest, that these tools can help you uncover the high intent, long tail keywords your customers are searching for. A user usually isn't just searching for plumber or barbershop. They are searching for example, if you're talking to a plumber, emergency plumber near Kearns, Portland, AI will help you identify these opportunities so you can apply to your SEO as well. Another thing to pay attention is hyperlocal content. This should reference prominent local landmarks, neighborhood features, and regional terminology to improve authenticity. So if you identify these neighborhood-specific references through analysis of local social media conversations, review content, this will ensure your listings appeal to the target community. So try to make everything as local as possible, like a native would. So here I give you an example, for example, on the like Barber Grove's barbershop in Portland. So this would be a title for their listing. The URL, the slug URL would follow the same logic. You can see that the SEO keywords are matching as well. So I'm talking about, of course, barbers in Pearl. That would be the Pearl neighborhood, Pearl district in Portland. And also the meta description, I made sure that it was very localized, very neighborhood friendly. I'm talking here specific regions of the city of Portland, offering complimentary spirits, welcome service, rated 5 stars barbershop in Portland. So I am trying here the most using SEO to locally make this listing an authority in its field, in its niche. Moving up to the category. So your category pages are, I mean, one of the best weapons that you can have in your directory, because category pages, they rank on Google. And they are incredibly powerful for ranking your other listings. By optimizing your category, you create a rising tide that lifts all the listings within it. So go into your category settings. You can also, again, I will show you how to do this. Just click the advanced options. It will pop up a bigger window, and then you will have the same SEO fields that you had previously in the listings. So this allows you to create a hyper-targeted page, hyper-targeted pages. You're not just optimizing for restaurants. You're creating an optimized page for the term, for example, best street food carts in Kearns, Portland. For example, this is the example that I pointed here. You can use this as your category as well. So that will help you to localize and strengthen your local SEO strategy as well. So each one of these becomes a specific high-value landing page that captures users with very clear intent. So again, category pages are great for ranking because you will bring all of your listings within that same category to be ranked as well. So very important tool to use. Talking a little bit more about advanced strategy, a little bit of AI as well. To truly stand out in your niche, 2025, I mean, AI is stronger than ever. You need to build authority. So this means you can get, for example, links from trusted local sources like your cities or your neighborhood chamber of commerce, local bloggers, even community hubs such as, for example, Facebook groups, Reddit groups, Quora groups, local citations from local newspapers as well, local blogs. These would be the backbone of successful local SEO, yet many businesses overlook them. I think that because this is maybe the hardest part to acquire. These things are not easy, but if you take action, if you go to these people, to the influencers or to your newspapers or news blog segments, and ask, for example, hey, I can offer you, for example, an article on my directory related to your niche, then you can link back to my article, and then I can link back to your domain as well. So you can exchange links with these authoritative local domains. That would be great for your local SEO. But what content will they link to, talking about your online directory? So this is another huge opportunity for AI. You can use AI tools such as Gemini, even ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, Grok, you name it, or others to generate hyperlocal content ideas. So you can feed it a prompt like, I don't know, write a blog post outline for the top 10 dog-friendly patios in Portland, for example. AI can help you create valuable localized content at scale much faster than you would having to sit down and just write like 10 articles by yourself. So content that not only attracts users, but also earns those crucial backlinks, establishing as the go-to local resource, once again, prioritizing authority to your website. Another tip would be use AI to understand what matters the most to people in specific cities or regions. AI content ideation tools can generate targeted blog topics during the planning phase of your hyperlocal content strategy. For example, you can highlight upcoming events in the region, small businesses spotlights in your immediate area. You can attract these businesses to your online directory as well, like neighborhood-specific guides addressing local challenges, maybe sightseeing if you live in a touristy city, something like that, or seasonal content tailored to regional weather patterns and events, like a news segment that you can use the articles or the blog session of the directory for it as well.
Gabriel, we just had a question come in. When you say local, should we add the neighborhood name or the nearness to certain locations? And I think the answer to that is absolutely. Yeah, it's great to have the neighborhood name in the listing, and also things like 100 meters to whatever location, or 500 meters, or whatever the distance may be. Those kind of things are fantastic to add to the local listings, because they do really make it a local listing that's gonna, that grouping of keywords around will bring in the results.
Definitely, I would do the same thing. And of course, just don't stuff keywords in your listing. Make sure that the content there is helpful. Every line of your description, of your sponsor's description, must be informative. Make sure that you are answering questions like, I don't know, what's the menu? You have a specials? Do you have any promos? What's the working hours for every business? Make sure that you have all of that data very consistent and fresh. Moving on, this is a new topic. Not sure if you guys are familiar with this, but this is just an introduction on GEO versus SEO. So of course, SEO has been the staple of organic search and traffic, and for over 20 years on the web. But since so generative engine optimization, or GEO, is related now to AI tools that are citing. If you go to ChatGPT, for example, and you give it a prompt, for example, what are the best, I don't know, the car brands from Japan, or that I can buy in the United States, it will definitely list you some companies or some specific car models, and that's where you want to be, because more and more searches are done using voice and also using AI to give you that that curated content answer. Okay. That's when GEO starts to have more of a relevant role here. So it's not about how do I rank on Google anymore. It is fundamentally about asking, why would an AI agent or an AI platform cite my website, right? The big shift here is AI doesn't care about ranking like traditional search engines. It cares about citations. So this means your brand's future visibility in ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and others. It's less about keyword stuffing and more about building rock solid, reliable reference content. Think of your website being the Wikipedia of your niche. You have to have everything. You have to have everything well written and fresh, and invite the community, like user-generated content in form of reviews, in form of listings, in form of blog posts, to help your domain grow in quality as well. dominating your specific review ecosystem with positive and detailed feedback. This is sometimes overlooked by directories, but reviews are like a golden mine to attract qualified traffic. I read a research today that about 88% of consumers say they would use a business that responds to all reviews, not just have reviews, but actually respond to reviews, compared to just 47% who would trust one that stays silent. So have that in mind as well. eDirectory has a great review AI replying tool that you can use as well to reply your reviews that as you go. And another one would be to publish machine readable, easily digestible data. So in this chart here, we can see the column of SEO and the column of GEO copywriting. So I'll just read the GEO. So it aims at driving conversations and influence readers. Keywords are used naturally and strategically. Again, don't stuff keyword in your listings or your blog posts. SEO copywriting this is GEO copywriting, only involves relevant content. Only relevant keywords are incorporated at a copy. Copy, we mean like a text, like a promotional text. And examples of GEO copywriting are product descriptions, CTA buttons, sales pages, ad posts, brand messages, and much more. So don't get afraid about on all of these changing. I mean, if you do the basic work like delivering great content, engaging with your community, responding to reviews, this is a massive opportunity for directory owners and anyone building a website like a directory. Those who adapt their strategy now and pivot towards GEO will absolutely own the next wave of digital visibility and stay future proof for the next years using these strategies. And of course, this you have to test, measure, and repeat. So measuring your success is key. Don't like I always say, SEO is not like one thing that you do once and you forget it. No, you have to always constantly revise your website content, look for more keywords to explore within your niche, see if you can write more articles about your neighborhood or topics that revolve around your community or your city. And yes, so if you don't measure what you are doing, you cannot improve. So you can use free tools like Google Analytics, Google Search Console to track your organic traffic, dive into the reports. You can, these tools are very, very deep, but you don't have to don't have to be a master to understand to get good, valuable insights out of it. So dive into the reports to see which search terms are bringing people to your website. Then you can use this search term to, write content about it. So, try to make that as a feedback loop where you write something, you write a piece of content, then you wait a few days, go to your analytics to see if that page is actually ranking, is actually driving traffic to your website. If it's not, you can go back and change the keyword, maybe change the approach that you are having, add more content, and then you go back and test it again. So identify which categories are performing well, for example, which ones are weak, double down on what's working and optimize what it isn't. So SEO, again, isn't a one-time setup, it's a continuous cycle of test, measure, and repeat. And before that, so right now, before the questions, I'd like to show you guys just how you can navigate on your directory site manager. We'll just log in here on my demo website.
Gabriel, while you're pulling that up, I just wanted to mention that if you're new to Google Analytics, there's plenty of training materials online for both SEO and Google Analytics. So if you're new to this whole area, it's probably worth the effort to put some time into just studying it at the beginning, put a few hours into it. It's not rocket science or anything like that, but it is worth the time to study the tools and also just how SEO works. We have some resources available on eDirectory.com. You can find those on our website.
Definitely go to our blog post section. We have also webinars focused just on SEO as a whole, so you can get more information there as well. So okay, I'm logged into the eDirectory dashboard. What I'm going to show you now before we start anything is how you can optimize your content pages. For example, the homepage, one listing and one category. Okay, so where you can find the SEO options here. So first of all, you will go to design menu, page editor. So let's say I'm going to edit my homepage right here. Just click edit. And you will see here, show SEO and advanced options. So these are the fields that we have available that, again, if you run a local and niche website in your city, in your neighborhood, this is where your meta description and your keywords come in handy. So again, right for the example, the example that I gave on the Portland barbershop, for example, go very local, use words that are referenced into your town, like neighborhood specifics. If you are very niched, use this to find your keywords as well and to write the meta description. Also, if you run, for example, a directory for a city, take advantage of the title of the page as well, so you can go very local. For example, I don't know, like Uphill, Portland, and then you can go, for example, for the name of your directory here, something like this, and then you go around and write the meta descriptions and the meta keywords as well. And this also works for any type of page that you write. For example, another one that would be great for it would be the blog, the contact us pages. All of these, they have the same, they work the same, so you can do the same thing as well. This will definitely help your local SEO. Second of all, let's go to the listings. And for that, we'll go to content and listings. And right here, you have the listings and the categories. These are the two options that we are going to work right now. So for you to optimize a single listing, for example, that would be just click the listing, click the edit button. And again, you will see all the content here. Make sure that the title, if this is a local business, make sure that this is related, that this is pointed out in the title. Make sure that you are using both description fields here. These are the most important things for the content. Also, good looking images, fresh data in terms, this is where the NAPW comes. So you have to be certain that every information that your sponsor puts in here is current and it's actual data, fresh. And right here at the bottom, you'll see the SEO fields, just like that example from the barbershop in Portland that I've mentioned. Same thing, you can use the AI auto suggest here, for example, to help you to come up with a meta description. We have a dedicated webinar on how to use these tools, these AI tools as well. Go to our blog, and this will help you. Make sure that this is, makes sense to your strategy. Don't just click the button and save it. Read it again. See if that's that the city that it's related to, that the neighborhood is okay. Don't just press the button and click save. Make sure that you are giving your touch, your human touch for this as well. And now for the categories, let's go back to the previous menu here. So right beside the listings, you have the categories button. And these are my categories. Let's say I want to optimize my food and dining category. You just click the edit button, the pencil. Advanced options, and you will see everything that's in here. Again, make sure that you are making good use of the page title. These are the SEO advanced options, the meta description, and also the content block here is the content block is a free block of text that can be used as well. So make sure you are using all of the fields to give it, to deliver information about this category page, because this will definitely help you to rank on Google and other search engines. and also on the AI platforms as well. So make sure that you are filling this with good information and also the keywords as well. So I think that for the demonstration, that's it. So we can go back to the questions.
Okay,
I
great.
think, yeah.
We had a great question come in from Rhonda back to this, the whole advent of AI and how it affects search engine optimization and site traffic. Her question was, I heard that Google doesn't function as well for linking, but just scrapes your site for the answer. Like if I put up events, they will take that information from my site without necessarily giving credit. Um, so what's happened is, OpenAI released their chatbot. Everybody started talking. The chatbot often responds without necessarily crediting websites. Now, when you go to Google and you do a question, often Google will respond as well. They actually do have links in them. If you go to most non-trivial searches on Google, there's an AI response at the top, and you will find a little link icon that pops some websites on the side. But to be candid with you, it has gotten a little bit more complicated, and so that's why it's important to put the effort into the generative optimization, where you're helping answer questions, and then you'll get cited more. The other thing is fresh content, things like events that are coming and going. It will bring in more visitors, and just having the deep authority will bring in visitors to your website because they're going to want to go there direct instead of potentially asking the AI, because you have all the information aggregated there for that. And things are going to change. All of these companies with this AI, they're all potentially losing a bunch of revenue because they don't have ads in them and stuff like that. And so the AI experience, I think, is going to change, and there's going to be more linkage out and ads placed in. They are going to credit the sources better than they're doing right now. And if you're updating the content regularly, many of the AI scrapers, they don't update it so fast, and so they will link out to give that user experience there. So the world is in flux right now, and it's really about getting some really deep, high quality content on the site. Do you have anything to add, Gabriel, on that, or Larissa?
No, that's it. I
Okay.
agree. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's just the AI is here, and we need to, as publishers, we just need to, learn how to deal with it as best we possibly can. They need the content. All the content that they produce comes from publishers. So, at the end of the day, it is about having really great, deep content there. Great. Let me see. Hope that answered it okay. Uh, Next, let me see. We have a question from Warren. Off topic. Can you add two missing fields to the events page base code? Cost of the event, tab link to the organizer site to purchase event tickets. I think there are ways to get that done. Do you have any comments on that, Gabriel or Larissa, on adding some items in the event in the event listing? I think they're looking to add a link into the organizer site to purchase tickets. You can do that with our events module, I believe, right?
Yes, I believe you can do that with the HTML as well, and create like a CTA button where you can click, but that would go to an external website where you can sell or purchase a ticket, for example.
Yeah, and we can follow up with you, Warren, and explain how to get that done for you. So we'll note that, and our support team will reach out. Great. Question from Rob Montgomery. Uh, I think you can use Cloudflare to block the AI scrapers. Yeah, so Cloudflare will potentially block the AI scrapers. And so a lot of people have this problem. There's a lot of demand out there. Do we let the AI in? Do we not? What do we do? There's certainly a lot of questions around that. Do you want to let them in? Do you not? I don't know at this point. I think it's probably a good idea to get them in and build your authority. But really, that's sort of up to you, I guess. Question from Tiffany. So when the sponsor creates their listings site themselves, They'll have the ability to use the SEO AI features to fill in good info for optimization on their own. Correct. That sounds like what Gabriel is suggesting for us, listing site owners from time to time, is to offer assistance. Yes, so they have access to those tools to put in the stuff and use the AI for it. And then you as site manager obviously do as well. Um, Another
Just to
comment
just
from,
just to
yeah.
add here for Tiffany, Tiffany, usually your clients, they wouldn't know how it works, how SEO works. So as a directory owner, I think that uh, is up to you to check that and maybe to inform your clients on how the importance of it, and to give some advice on how to do that. Or you can do it yourself as well. You can go check it and change it and save it.
Yeah. A comment from Rob. I have another directory site, and we're seeing 95% plus traffic being related to bots and scraping. Do you feel Google is going to penalize publishers when they're blocking bots? So first, yes, we're seeing just a ton of increase in bot traffic, and it hasn't even like this year's been bad, but even prior, over the last few years, we didn't even really understand what was happening, where we had all this automated traffic. We actually thought for a long time it was just people sort of scoping out, for ways to attack the software, DDoS attacks or whatever else for it. But what's apparent now is there's this huge AI rush, this gold rush out there, and so people all over the world are building out their own AI agent, engines, and there's tons of resources putting into this, and they need to get the content and scrape it all in. For that. So it's coming. We all see that. Is it a good idea to block it or not? I think Google will probably penalize you if you block their bot, but probably not OpenAI or other bots. So you need to decide about that and how to do it. There's certainly a whole bunch of bots all over the place. I think from my own perspective, my sort of initial reaction there would be if it's not malicious, let it open. And just, you'd like to become the authority across all these bots. And if you're become the authority, occasionally they'll put in links to the site and you'll get traffic from that. Even if you're getting, 9 bots for every, real link that they're sending in or something like that. This is probably going to be something that's ongoing to the future. So I'd say leave it open. Certainly something you can address. Some of these bots are pretty malicious where they don't respect like page load. They just like bombard the site and try to suck down all of your content like super super fast, which causes server load and other potential problems. And so if you are having problems, obviously block them. So let's see. Next question from Harry Berto. May I suggest a topic for a seminar, please? Sure, absolutely. You can post in here, send an email. Yeah, we're absolutely open to topics. Absolutely. Another question from Warren. Can you give us a choice to add Instagram to the feed that shows up in the listings, as businesses now are most likely to use Instagram to reach their clients? Warren, yes, that if that isn't in, I think that one's in our to update that. They locked up the API at some point, and it made it really hard to put the Instagram feed. But that is something in there, and we're taking a look at getting that back in there. We had some problems with Meta essentially blocking the way that the API was working. It wasn't viable, and that's why it wasn't in there. But yes, we'll check that and see if we can get that back in. We'll note that as well.
But that's not
Um,
just for us, that's for everybody. So nobody can put the feed on Instagram on their websites because of that. Not just the directory that doesn't.
okay. Here's a question from Barry. I get top 10 listing in Google, usually one or two. However, with Yahoo and Bing, listings rank poorly. How do I correct that? Jamaican Business Directory. Yeah, so ranking with Bing. So Bing has its own search engine. I don't actually know how Yahoo obviously has its, that was like the original years ago. Yahoo was even bigger than Google. And Bing has its own indexing engine. I don't know what the criteria differences are, like how Google decides what to put as number one versus Bing. Do you have any comments on that, Gabriel?
Yes, I mean the content would be the same. Don't duplicate your content because that will penalize your domain. What I would do is For Bing specifically, I know that they have a development toolkit, something like that, that you can check your website, something like this, where you can try to make that more readable to Bing. But as for the rankings, I am not sure why would that happen, because they are different systems from Google.
Yeah, different algorithms. Yeah, so I think basically there's Bing has some like website management tools similar to Google's tools,
Google
and you may
Search
just want to go in
Console,
there.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, and you may just want to go and check your console on Bing and make sure that your listings are there. I'm not sure the status of Yahoo though. That may be something we can
Me
check
too.
out too, and we'll put it up as a blog post or a comment here for that. So thanks for the question, Barry. That's a good one. Um, comment question from Rhonda. I haven't upgraded to the new AI improved upgrade because I was afraid of losing credit. Does this affect the way the site is scraped? No, our AI, you're talking, I assume, about the eDirectory version, and we did a recent release with some new AI improvements in it. That shouldn't affect your ranking at all. All of our AI tools were to help you build content quicker, to do content moderation, that type of thing. It shouldn't have any effect on the scraping of the site. So I think upgrading is totally fine for that. Let's see. Comment from Rob. And one of the problems is that the levels of traffic, hundreds of hits per second, slowing down our server response times, which is hurting our AdSense revenues. Exactly. Yeah, we have that problem dealing with that. Cloudflare is very good about helping with that. They have some tools there where you can, make them check that they're not a bot and those type of things to slow it down. But yeah, most of these companies, I think they're in such a rush to build their models and train their models that they're just not respecting server time and whatever else. So they'll just absolutely, destroy your server if they possibly can. So yeah, it's tough out there. I'd say, turn the Cloudflare tools on if you need to. I know our team does that here if we do, have these peaks that are just unsustainable. So um, let's see. Next question from Heriberto. How do I deal with copyright infringement directory connected to our eDirectories? My eDirectory has been copied by others, and I don't know what to do about it. So they have in the U.S. They have a Digital Millennium Copyright Act where you're able to send out a legal notice to the ISP, and then the ISP will receive it and then give the offender a chance to rectify it or take the content down or dispute it or something. And then if they don't respond, they take the content down. They take the site offline typically. Overseas stuff, it's tough to deal with. There's even plenty of well-known websites. If you go to like some of these well-known websites run essentially pirated copies of the New York Times and some major websites. So it's tough to deal with overseas. Typically, the infringing sites, they don't rank very well, that type of thing. But you can look up Digital Millennium Copyright Act and learn about that. You could potentially talk to a lawyer. My advice would probably be just build better content faster and just try to outrun them, I think. Yeah, question. Oh, comment from Rob. Yeah, I'm resorting to blocking entire countries using Cloudflare. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of this stuff is coming out of China, which for most of our customers isn't a market for visitors, and so yeah, you can absolutely do that. That's certainly a valid technique. From Rhonda, is Cloudflare a subscription or a product you purchase? Rhonda, it is a subscription. They also host DNS for free. They have a sort of a free tier. We actually use it ourselves. They have a paid level as well. And if you're hosting with us, it's sort of included in your monthly. And our team kind of takes care of that stuff for you. But there's a free account at Cloudflare that's really good as well for it. They also have a lot of information if you're interested in learning a lot of the technical details there on Cloudflare. You can check out their blog. There's a lot of great stuff on there. It'll give you a sort of a different perspective probably if and how things are working out there with AI and they're building these indexes, et cetera. Just reading all that. Um, so thanks a lot. And let's see. Do we have any more questions? Um, Oh, can we give the info? Yeah, we'll send you the info, Heriberta. So thanks for the comment there. Last chance for questions. Also, after the webinar, we're going to have a quick survey. If you can give us some feedback on it, we're trying to improve these webinars. I think we're making some progress here. So thanks for the feedback, everybody, on those surveys. And fantastic. Any last comments from Gabriel, Larissa? Last questions? No.
No, just build the content around, try to get citations from these AIs. Don't block them,
Yeah.
because citations are now very, very important for ranking on any type of search engine.
Yeah, they have the audience, and so you want to use their audience, and you're hoping that they bring the audience to you. So I think it's better to embrace them than block them off unless they're causing you server problems or whatever else
Yeah.
for that. So fantastic. Off-topic question, last question from Rhonda Livell. If you have built our site, what kind of support do we get for site problems? Yeah, so yeah, we have a great support team. We're available on chat, and as well as we can do phone calls, etc. And we have a setup service, and it depends on what type of problem it is. Certainly, if you're hosting with us, we take care of all the hosting type problems, that type of thing. Depending on what the other problems are, we can see what we can do or potentially give you some advice on that. So yeah, our support team's here on eDirectory.com. We have live chat there for that. So that answers it. If you have any questions, just reach out and to our support team after the webinar, and we can help answer what you need. Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. Have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Cheers.